of concurrent forces. So this time, our example will have to be this. So allow me to read. So we have four coplanar concurrent forces are shown to act at an object. Determine the magnitude of Fr and the angle it generates with the negative x-axis. So what we have here is a Cartesian plane. Naka-plot na yung lahat ng forces na nag-a-act. Your FA, 100 kilogram force. Your FB, projected 30 degrees south of east, 75 kilogram force. Your FC, 125 kilogram force projected 42 degrees west of south. And your FD, 150 kilogram force projected 80 degrees north of west. So ang sabi sa problem, these four concurrent forces were able to produce a resultant that is yet to be computed. Also, hinahanap din yung ano ba yung angle na generate ng resultant with respect sa negative x-axis. So to start, pwede naman natin i-diretso na to, pero mas makabubuti, gamitin natin mga angles yung naroon na sa x. This being 42, ang kanyang complementary would have to be 48. 48 degrees, right? So, pwede natin siyang i-diretso. Kuhin natin lahat summation. Ang summation ng lahat ng forces na sa horizontal or x, pwede natin kunin. So, we start with 100, that being perfectly horizontal, 100. Tapos yung x component nito would have to be positive 75 cosine of 30. Then yung x component nito would have to be negative 125 cosine of 48. Or pwede mo rin gamitin na sine of 42. Tapos yung apat, your negative f dx would have to be negative 150 times the cosine function of your 80 degrees. Double check lang natin. You have east 100, 75 cosine of 30, your negative 125 cosine of 48, nasa third quadrant, and your 150 cosine of 80. So, pag kinabit natin lahat yan, that would have to be 100 subtracted with 75 cosine function of 30. That is subtracted with 125 multiplied by the cosine function of 48 and subtracted with your 150 kilogram force multiplied by the cosine function of 80. Okay. Magbibigay siya ng sagot na 74.640. So, negative 74.640 kilogram force. So that would be your summation force is x. After that, makuha natin ang summation ng lahat ng forces sa y. Pinagsasamang forces sa y. That would have to be for FA, wala siyang y component, 0. Tapos, for FB, that would have to be plus negative 75 sine of 30. Tapos yung y nito, negative din 125 sine of 48. Tapos ito, nag-iisa. So, positive 150 sine of 80 degrees. Lahat sila may unit na kilogram. Force. Check lang. For FA, wala siyang y component. Tapos, ang FBY mo, negative 75 sine of 30. Ang FCY mo, gamit ang 48 degrees na nakadikit sa x, would be 125 sine 48, negative. Positive naman ang FDY at 150 sine 80. Now, computing them all, So with unahin ko na lang to, 150 sine of 80 that needs to be subtracted with ito, 75 sine of 30 or so subtracted with 125 times sine function of 48 in closing the 0, it will give us 17.328 positive. 17.328 kilogram force. That would have to be your summation of your vertical forces. Now that we're able to solve for summation forces X and summation forces Y, kukunin naman natin ang forces, yung resultant niya. Dahil lumalabas engineers na, kung ipaplat natin yan, ang force natin sa X appears sa negative, sa west. Summation forces X. Bakit? Dahil negative yung value. And for yung Y, being positive, dito siya lumabas. Summation forces Y and north. So, lalabas na ang resultant natin ay nasa second quadrant. So, as what we have said, sa problem number 2, ang ating F2x ay negative at ang ating F2y ay positive. Ayan. So, kung ipapit na natin mas malinaw pa, lumalabas kasi na yung F2x natin na may value 74 summation of forces X as compared sa Y na 17, para ito lang yung ating ano eh. Malabas ito lang yung ating Y. Napakaliit. Summation of forces sa Y. Tapos gagawa natin siya ng parallelogram para malaman natin kung saan nakalagay yung resultant. Yung resultant mismo na. So, yan yung resultant. Yan yung ating FR. Now, pwede natin kunin yung ano nakadikit sa X o nakadikit sa Y. Pangalanan lang natin kung nakadikit sa X, tawagin lang natin alpha ulit. Lalabas na yung triangle na nasa baba. Pag kinuha natin yan. Ito yan. This your angle that is alpha. Ito ang mirror image ng Y. Ito ang summation of forces sa X. You will not be able to solve for your FR. Knowing na ang summation of forces natin sa X ay may value negative 74.64 kilogram force at ang summation of forces sa Y natin ay nasa 17.328 kilogram force. Pwede natin makompute ang FR. Dahil right triangle nyo na po, our formula for FR would have to be FR squared is equivalent to your summation forces X squared plus summation of forces along the vertical square. So, your FR will have to be the extraction of the root of the sum of the squares. Sino-sino yun? So, we have 74.640 squared plus your square of 17.328. Extracting the root of the sum of the squares, makuha natin yung value ng FR. So that would have to be 74.640. That needs to be squared. Adding it with 17.328, that also needs to be squared. Then extracting the root of the sum of the squares. extracting. So 74.64, that needs to be squared. I'm just double checking. Plus your 17. Added with your 17.328, that also needs to be squared. Dito kasi wala ako sa namin. And then extracting the root of the sum of squares, that gives us 76.625. 76.625 kilogram force, the value for FR. Para maka natin yung angle alpha, i-tangent ulit. So, your alpha would have to be the inverse tangent of the quantity opposite summation forces y over adjacent summation forces x. So that would have to be the inverse tangent of, what is your y? 17.328. That needs to be divided by your 74.640 absolute value. So your alpha would have to be 17.328. That needs to be divided by your 74.640, gives you 0.2321, and getting the inverse tangent of that value will give you 13.07 degrees. 13.07 degrees for your alpha. So, base dun sa tanong na ano ang resultant ng apat na concurrent forces, our final answer is this. Our FI 76.625 kilogram force with an angle that's alpha. Sadya mo final na sagot? Hindi pa, kasi may tanong eh. We need to satisfy yung tanong na ano yung angle na generate niya with respect sa negative x-axis. So, lalabas na. Since pumatak na nasa negative x-axis na siya, ang magiging sagot natin would have to be for FR would be 76.625 kilogram force. Positive, rather, negative 13.07 degrees WRT and X, or 76.625 kilogram force, positive, 346.93. Point 90 degrees WRT and X. Bakit ganun mga engineer? Dahil dito siya lumabas. Yan siya lumabas. Tapos ang angle na binasa natin pwedeng ito yun, o kaya naman yung sa kabila. Galing sa negative x-axis, papunta doon. Yun yung positive 346.93 degrees. At ito naman yung 13.07 degrees. Bakit naka-negative dito? Kasi clockwise. Di ba ang reading natin ng angle counterclockwise as taught sa trigonometry? So, pwedeng ito yung final answer natin for FR. Red clockwise and red counterclockwise. Galing sa negative. x-axis. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching.